My name is Madison, and I reside with my husband Gabriel, our delightful 4-year-old daughter Ellie, and my mother-in-law. Gabriel and I met at the cafe where I've been working since I finished junior high school. Our romance blossomed quickly, and after a few years of dating, we joyfully embarked on married life. When I first met my mother-in-law, she welcomed me warmly, expressing her happiness at my marriage to Gabriel. I was filled with hope that we would build a harmonious family together. However, as time passed, I began to experience a dramatic shift in her behavior towards me. Despite my efforts to contribute to our household as a part-time worker, my mother-in-law's attitude towards me soured. She would often criticize my cooking and belittle my financial contributions, undermining my self-esteem with hurtful remarks about my educational background. On weekends, she would whisk Gabriel and Ellie away, leaving me alone at home while I longed to spend quality time with my daughter. Despite my pleas to prioritize our family time together, Gabriel seemed oblivious to my concerns, choosing to support his mother's actions instead. Feeling isolated and disheartened, I yearned for the opportunity to bond with Ellie without interference. It pained me deeply to see precious moments with my daughter slipping away due to my mother-in-law's influence. However, I remain hopeful that one day Gabriel will understand the importance of prioritizing our family unit and respecting my role as a mother. Until then, I strive to cherish every moment I have with Ellie and hold on to the hope for a brighter future for our family. Ellie, aged 4, asked me, "Mommy, are you fighting with Grandma?" "What, honey? Why?" "Grandma claimed Mommy was being cruel to her." "Huh? I'm not sure what she's talking about." By this time, my mother-in-law had begun to gossip about me to Ellie. "She's the one being mean to me." "Oh, I remember. I guess we got into a quarrel the other day. I apologize, Ellie. I will apologize to Grandma shortly. Don't worry, okay?" All I could do was say that. Then one day, Ellie was scheduled to sing a song at the kindergarten recital. Because I'm an excellent singer, I vowed to teach Ellie how to sing the next weekend. Yay, Mommy is going to teach me. I cannot wait. My mother-in-law has been robbing me of weekend time with Ellie for so long. This weekend we could get together. I could hardly wait for the weekend to arrive. However, on the morning of the long-awaited weekend, I witnessed the worst imaginable sight. "Come here, Ellie. Your grandmother will teach you a song." My mother-in-law was preparing to take Ellie into her room. "Hey, please wait a minute. I promised Ellie that I'd teach her to sing today." I rushed to stop her, but my mother-in-law turned around and asked, "What? How can you teach her how to sing? You are simply a junior high graduate and a part-time worker, correct?" Again, my mother-in-law mocked my profession. "Don't you think that singing has nothing to do with it?" I couldn't resist retorting, but my mother-in-law snickered and went on. "I graduated from a prestigious music school. Don't you believe I am more competent than you? Who has no education?" My mother-in-law glances down at me, her hand covering her mouth, as if she were a noble woman. "Maybe you are right. I believe you were fantastic. But Ellie was excited to sing with me today." My mother-in-law's response to my urgent plea caught me off guard. "But Madison and Ellie would rather have me than you. Do you know? Is that correct, Ellie?" When my mother-in-law asked her, my daughter, who had been mute up until then, opened her mouth and replied, "Sorry, Mommy. I'd like Grandma to educate me today." I was so stunned that I couldn't find words. "Mommy, I apologize." When I heard Ellie's worried voice, I remembered who I was. "Oh, it's so funny. Then have fun with Grandma, okay?" "Okay." I attempted a grin to comfort Ellie. My mother-in-law closed the door as if happy about her victory. Ellie performed Twinkle, a song that my mother-in-law had introduced to her on the day of the recital. "You did an excellent job singing, Ellie." My mother-in-law was really proud of her. I too was pleased with Ellie, but I felt some unease. Of course, it was my daughter's singing voice, so it was beautiful and fantastic. However, despite the fact that the instructor was a recent graduate of a music school, I genuinely believed that it was business as usual. That was my honest opinion. When I returned home from the recital, my mother-in-law asked Ellie, "Hey, Ellie, this Sunday all of Grandma's friends and relatives will be visiting. Why didn't they hear you sing? It was exactly like the recital. You certainly desire to impress your family and friends, don't you?" I thought to myself, but sweet Ellie is unaware of this, and she responds sweetly, "Okay, I'll sing for them. I'll be okay." My mother-in-law grins at my daughter, satisfied. She then remarked to me with a strange smile, "So Madison, you heard that correct? Make sure to prepare delicacies for your guests." What a selfish woman. That night, I made a secret request to Ellie. The following Sunday, I awoke early and began preparing for the meeting. Gabriel also helped me. My mother stayed in her room with Ellie because she needed to practice for the final time. I did not initiate this recital, but I am the one who has been extremely busy. My mother-in-law's acquaintances and family began to pay her visits shortly after. As soon as everyone arrived, my mother-in-law began bragging about Ellie's song and her grandson. "Come on, Ellie, sing a song for everybody." When Ellie sang, the audience applauded. "Isn't her voice beautiful? I taught her to sing." Ellie then remarked to her grandmother, who was often bragging, "Grandma, let us sing together." "So let's sing together." My mother-in-law looked bewildered, but she and Ellie began singing baby rhymes together. That night, I privately asked Ellie for a favor. "Hey Ellie, Mommy wants to hear Grandma singing too. Could you please ask Grandma to sing for me next Sunday?" "Sure. I'd want to hear Grandma sing too." I was really curious about my mother-in-law's singing abilities. She had graduated from a music institution, but my mother-in-law taught Ellie how to sing, and her singing was not very good. I questioned my mother-in-law's singing abilities. Sure enough, my mother-in-law's singing was not particularly good. For better or worse, she was simply Ellie wealthy. Well, I'm not used to singing nursery rhymes. A peculiar vibe pervaded the room. My mother-in-law's gaze wandered as she offered justifications, and when she saw me, she smiled as if she had discovered her victim. "How about you sing, Madison?" "What? Me?" It hits me quickly. "You're trying to hide your incompetence by humiliating me." "Well, I do not think you have a lovely singing voice, because you're an illiterate middle school graduate with only part-time work experience. I have a degree in music and am offering you a unique opportunity to sing. You will not get another chance like this. You should feel grateful. I believe you'll wind up humiliating yourself though. I will not aid you, even if you weep. It is your fault. You are a middle school graduate. Let us now observe how poorly you can sing in front of this crowd. I cannot wait." My father-in-law talked quickly in my ear. She made me stand in front of the guests. "Now come on, Madison. Sing." All of my mother-in-law's friends and family were staring at me at once. My mother-in-law, trying to embarrass me in front of these people, smirked at me. I took a deep breath and started singing. The next moment, everyone in the room gasped for air. I knew they were listening to me sing. I sang a song by a well-known singer that everyone had heard at least once. In fact, I felt secure in my voice. I sang the song flawlessly, despite formerly aspiring to be a voice actor. My mother-in-law's friends and family, no surprise. "What? Why? How do you sing so well?" I responded to my mother-in-law's disbelief with a shaking voice. "So I wanted to be a voice actor, and I had extensive vocal training, including singing. I've also been in church choirs since I was a child. I'd even received an award in a competition." "Huh? You've never told me that." I continued, "But I was confident you were a greater vocalist than me. Is it possible for you to graduate from a music college? I would love to hear you sing a song. This time, select a song related to your specialty. Please, Grandma, I'd like to hear you sing too. Then I'll be joining in." "I can't." After hearing her sing like that, my mother-in-law glances it up for aid, falling into a cold sweat. Despite her friends and relatives eagerly awaiting her presence, the anticipation of seeing my mother-in-law sing at the gathering left me uneasy. Having graduated from a music college myself, I couldn't help but cringe as she reluctantly began to sing, her performance far below what I had expected. The icy stares from the audience only added to the discomfort. To my surprise, it was my daughter Ellie who broke the tension with her innocent honesty. With a blunt but truthful remark, she inadvertently exposed her grandmother's lack of singing talent, leaving my mother-in-law visibly shaken. As Ellie continued, recounting the hurtful comments my mother-in-law had directed towards me, the truth became clear to everyone present. Feeling both grateful and heartbroken by Ellie's protective instinct, I watched as my husband, Gabriel, confronted his mother, expressing his disappointment and ultimately severing ties with her. In that moment, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, knowing I was finally free from my mother-in-law's toxic influence. In the months that followed, Gabriel and I made the decision to cut ties with my mother-in-law entirely, not even sharing our new address with her. While we continued with our daily lives, the absence of her presence brought a newfound sense of peace and happiness to our family. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law found herself isolated from those around her, the consequences of her actions catching up with her. Though I can't help but feel sorry for her, I believe it's a necessary lesson for her to learn to empathize with others' feelings. As we prepare to enjoy a family outing to a musical, I'm filled with excitement for the future, hopeful that Ellie will continue to pursue her passions and dreams. With her by our side, I know that our family will continue to thrive, leaving behind the shadows of the past and embracing the bright opportunities ahead.